As someone who is currently dating and re-entering into the dating scene, there are a few things that I'm noting, and I want to come on here and share with you. I feel like we get a lot of context on social media, but a lot of us have opinions that are not rooted in real life. They're rooted in us scrolling, looking at comments, and coming to conclusions. But when you're actually out there on the field, dating looks a little bit different. I'm not going to say drastically different, but a little bit different. And having that context allows you to apply new skills about relationships, about understanding yourself, and so many other things. So, one of the first things that I want to address when it comes to dating is emotional intelligence. I'm on an emotional intelligence and spiritual journey, and part of this channel is sharing that with you. And being emotionally intelligent, one thing that you realize when you are dating is that a lot of us are not emotionally intelligent. A lot of us lead with our emotions. We don't have any consideration for the other person's emotions. We don't take a minute to assess our own emotions. We simply act. If we're happy, we act. If we're sad or angry or confused, we act. We don't take a moment to assess the situation, right? And that is what emotional intelligence teaches you. How do I apply what I'm feeling in a way that is protecting, but also sharing and also getting a better understanding of what it is at hand? Oftentimes, when you're dating, if you're a straight single woman dating straight single men, there's all this context that we have to apply when we are dating. But, and when I say the word have to, I'm using that word loosely. Some of the context is based on experience, some of the context is based on social media, some of the context is based on hearing our friends, and some is just based on us just drawing conclusions, right? So, one thing that I've learned that I've grown into being able to do is managing my emotions without my emotions managing me. How is that? When I'm texting a guy, actually, let's say when I'm meeting a guy will typically ask for my phone number. I'll decide based on how I feel about the man whether or not I need you to have my real phone number or if I want you to have my personal cell phone number, right? I personally, there's the same, they're good in the number in each scenario, but for me it's different levels of access to me, right? So my business phone number, check it, but it's not a priority to me. My You might be able to transfer over from my business phone number to my personal cell phone. My personal cell phone to me is indicative of somebody where you kind of have a decent opportunity to engage with me, right? That's another thing. Women don't realize we have the power to pick. We're so worried about being chosen. And we'll get into that later. So a man will ask for my phone number. I decide what level or tier of access it is that I would like you to have to me. You get my personal cell phone number. What I'm not doing because I have motion, because I have things going on, because I'm emotionally regulated, I'm not waiting around for you to text me. I don't care. I don't care. If I meet you and I feel that there's a good connection, if that is reciprocated, that's great. If it's not reciprocated, I'm not going to hopefully run into you one day and give you the eye roll and the neck roll because you didn't text me. I'm perfectly okay if I don't hear from you. Again, because I have emotion, because I'm emotionally regulated, and I have other things going on, right? And one thing I've noticed is that the moment a woman meets a man, anxiety peaks. Because now we're like, what's next? What is he gonna do next? Oh, is he gonna text me? Is he gonna call me? Oh, he texts me. Is he gonna say breathe in your nose and out your mouth? And that is what this channel is here to do. To help you get a better grasp on yourself and on your life, because there is much more that you should be having going on in your life that should not be indicative emotionally on what a man does or does not do. And I don't care if you're married, I don't care if that's the father of your child, I don't care if that's your baby boo, your best friend in the whole entire world. Nothing in your emotional regulation should be indicative on what a man does. And you want to ensure that you are creating that foundation now. So if and when you do get married, you can carry this into that in a healthy way. So if you get my number and you don't text me, guess what? I'm not losing sleep over it. If I run into you, hey, how you doing? Right? One thing I've noticed is that men are opportunists, especially if you're a very, very beautiful woman. Oftentimes, getting your number is simply a badge. It means nothing to them. And when you understand this, and not in a way that is self deprecating, It means nothing. It just is what it is. When you are a beautiful woman, you learn how to navigate in these spaces. And I say beautiful woman very humbly. You learn how to take at face value pretty much everything when it comes to interactions with men. They want your number, they got your number. Do not look past that. If they do text you, great. The follow up is very important. If you both exchange numbers, do not text that man first. Again, this is a sign of anxiety, of you worried about being chosen, right? So you want to be the first to beat him to the punch. Oh, you didn't text me yesterday, so I'm texting you. No, pause. One thing I've learned in regulating my emotions is I don't have to lean in. I don't even have to lean back. I can stay right here and watch how you present yourself to me. I'm not worried about you choosing me because I know what I have to offer. I know that honestly, the capacity of my life, I would need to make space for you. And in order for me to make space for you, it has to make sense for me because that is simply how I've designed my life. I'm very intentional. I can be intentional about the people that I have around me, right? So I'm not going to text you first. I understand my role as a woman and as a beautiful woman, what a man gets from being around me. It's literally just simply breathing in my gentle breeze, as Beyonce would say, and then engaging in conversation with me, and then being able to admire the beauty at hand. When you know all of this, there is no lack, there is no anxiety. You know what you are bringing to the table, right? And mind you, this is just off of me not doing anything. I just wake up, I get dressed, and I take care of myself, and I look like this, right? And I read and I can speak like this. And because of this, there is no need for me to worry about you picking me because now I'm worried about if I want to pick you, right? So when it comes to dating, we have to learn as women to straighten up our posture. You don't have to lean back. Most certainly don't lean in and stay right here and observe that man. Lower your anxiety. If he texts you, great. If he doesn't text you, great. Why would you want to be chosen by somebody who does not have you as a priority, right? Secondly, let's talk about the first date. You talk, actually, let's rewind and get to the texting. There is no reason why you should be texting a man who you are dating all day long. There is no reason for it. From sun up to sundown, you just, what you doing? I'm doing this. Da-da, da-da, da-da. Shut up. Shut up. Leave some mystery to yourself, to your day. Even if you're not super busy, give it an hour before you respond. A man who's emotionally regulated will be okay with an hour response. Because guess what? He has other things going on as well. And or he wants to preserve some communication for when you're in person. Why do I need to talk to you all day? Right? I want you to know that I have things going on outside of this. Because guess what? I do have things going on outside of this. And it's prioritizing Brittany. Even if I'm laid up reading a book, I'm not texting you back right away because I'm focused on the task at hand. And this is again where that self mastery comes into play. This is where that motion, this is where I posted a video a little while ago about understanding how to be alone. You create motion for yourself. So when things come into your life, whether it be a man or an opportunity, you can take a minute to analyze what you have going on to see if you have space for it. And if you have space for it, you can categorize, you can time block things, and even so far as when it comes to communication, right? So if I'm reading a book from 1 to 2:30, I'm not texting you back at 2:25. I'll text you back at 2:31, right? Because I'm prioritizing myself. And guess what? A man who was able to receive that is going to reciprocate that. They're not going to leave you hanging and give you 2 days where they text back because oh you took 2 hours to text back, so I'm gonna. There is no tit for tat, and this is why you show up in these manners because when you're regulated, everything outside of you cannot impact how you show up. Right? Does that make sense? If you actually don't have the time to do something, show up when you can, right? Because when you are calm in your response and your reaction, that's coming from you. It's not impacted by what someone else is doing, right? So if they decide to never text you again, if they decide to text you 2 days later, you're as cool as a cucumber. And this is real. This is not to be petty. This is not to undercut them or make them feel it. This is real, right? So when it comes to texting and communicating with these men, I beg, do not sit there and talk to them all day. Men, if you care about what men like, I personally do not care what a man likes. They like the chase, the pursuit. She's not always here when I call her. Wow, how can I get more of her? When I'm around her, I enjoy her company. But I know if I don't have a grip on her, she's going to go. So now that influences or inspires them to work harder. And another thing I want women to know, if he does not like you, there is nothing you can do to change that. So if you decide to go distant, if they don't like you, they're not going to want more of you. That's just how humans work, right? So you don't have to do these tests to see if he likes you or not, right? They will show up when they actually like you. It's very simple. So when you're texting, limit the communication, right? Next step. When you go on that first date, I used to do the whole, oh, you need to pick me up, da 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 da. I'm grown now, child. I don't have time for it. You want to meet at 7? I'll meet you at 7. I don't care. If he has it, he has it financially, right? If he doesn't, he doesn't. I'll find that out on the first date. I'm tired. I'll meet you there. On that first date, be on time. You could be 1 or 2 minutes late. Hopefully, he should be there waiting. He should be there waiting. You could be 1 or 2 minutes late. Look good. Do your hair, do your makeup, all the things that you do on your own, right? Because that's what we're working on here. All the things you do on your own, do that. You don't have to do more. You don't have to do less. Make sure he's intentional about planning that date. I used to be very anti-drink date. Don't take me for a cocktail. Blah, blah, blah. But if you take me to a place that is nice and only serves cocktails, low lights, very good for a first date, I'm okay with that. I used to not be. We need to do dinner. I need to do a whole meal. I don't care about a whole meal. I just don't. If we get light bites there, if we end up getting dinner, if it's a good day, you'll get to dinner. Or you will plan the next day. There's no rush for me to get all of this on the first date, right? Again, I'm deciding if I want to pick you. So I'm not going to push the bar on how I want you to show up. I'm simply going to watch how you show up. Do you see the difference? I'm not going to manipulate you into doing what you don't want to do. Again, if he doesn't like you, he does not like you. There's no amount of Ubers, dinner dates, or expensive restaurants that you could entice him to take you to have him like you. That's not how it works. If he wants to give you his all, and if your all is a 5-star Michelin restaurant, he's going to make sure you have that. Even if he's not exposed to that, he's going to make sure in order for me to keep her around, I got to give her everything, right? On that first date, I think it's okay to spend a little bit of time. Um, I'll say 2 hours is the max that you should spend on a first date because I understand it's human, you get caught up. Do not go home with this man. If you like him, especially, do not go home with this man. If you don't like him, why would you be going home with him anyway? Do not tell all your deepest, darkest secrets about how your ex has treated you and why you single and da 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 da. Do not be a sad story. Your mindset before you go on a date is so important. Be 60% asking questions and listening and 40% talking about yourself. A lot of y'all miss it here. You don't ask any questions. No real questions. And none of this, are you gay? Are you sick? No. What is something that you do to take up the time when you're enjoying yourself? What is a current hobby that you have? Do you read? What is your type? How do you like to communicate? Right? These are first date questions. Um, and I know social media has us thinking we need to ask if men are gay or not. If they're gay and they don't want to tell you, they're not going to tell you. Don't no needs to put out no feelers. If they're single and if they say no, they're not single, they really are, they're really in a relationship, how is that gonna help you? Right? The truth is always going to reveal itself. But let's take things at face value, right? How do you spend your free time? What books are you reading? These are questions that are important to me. Where's the last place that you've traveled? What was the last stamp on your passport? Right? These are questions that help you understand who this man is as a person, understand his relationships, whether it be with his mother, his father, his sibling. Excuse me. Ooh, sorry. Whether it be with his mother, his father, his siblings. These are all very important questions. So you, once again, can decide whether or not this is someone you want to pick. After that first date, do not text that man. You don't need to follow up. You are the prize. I don't care what they're saying in 2026. As the woman, you are the prize. And if you did not feel like the prize on that first date, why are you following up anyway? Again, this anxiety of, oh, I hope he chooses me. No, no. When you show up fully as yourself, understand that the people who are for you are going to find you. There is no need for you as a woman to be following up. We had a good date last night, didn't we? No. A smart man actually won't even text you the next day because they want you to continue on enjoying your day. Both of you marinate in how the date went. That cadence is so important. That cadence when you're dating, that pacing, y'all be moving too fast. That cadence is so important. Give me a day, give me 2 days. Because I am not anxiously attached to the outcome of this interaction, I am not sitting on my phone wondering when you'll text me. Might it be something in the back of my head like, hey, I would love to hear from him again? Absolutely. But I got a lot going on. By the time I remember, oh, it's been 2 days. Oh, I remember because you just texted me 2 days later, right? Typically, that text should be a check in. How are things going? I enjoyed our date the other night. Let's plan something else. That's what that next text conversation should sound like. It should not be, what you doing tonight? Come over, pull up. No, we need to maintain this cadence, right? For planning that second date, do not give suggestions. Do not give opinions. Do not tell him what you want to do and how you da 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 da. No. Let him show you. Men like to peacock. I feel like that is such a lost thing that we don't even allow men to show us what the heck they want to do. We're so busy pushing the needle forward that we don't allow a man to actually show up the way that they want to. And again, this might not always be in our favor. We have to alleviate that anxiety of them not showing up the way we want them to. Because it's not that serious. I promise you, it's not that serious. That follow up text should come from him. If he does not text you, he does not want to see you again. Accept it, move on. Let's pick up on the next one. That simple. You have to do no labor when you're a woman. I promise you. When you lean into this, being in that energy of receiving will just be so much more comfortable than you pursuing and you going after. That will make you uncomfortable. So, let me check my mic. All right, we still on. That second date, he should be planning. Now, if you want to be put a little sheer 7 sprinkle on it, you can tell him on the first day, like, I know I drove today. I really don't like to drive. It's just such a hassle, especially with my heels, my makeup. I would just really prefer an Uber next time, or if you pick me up. That's how you do it, right? When he sees the material, baby, you don't have to worry, okay? As long as you make your expectations clear, Uber next time. I got you. No worries. Where do you live? I'll pick you up. I'll make sure it happens. But even that, be cautious because you don't need everybody knowing where you live, right? That's second date. Because a lot of people fail on that first date, you're not even making it to the second date. Whether it be you slept with them, whether it be you texted them first, whether it be you went crazy because you didn't hear from him for 2 days, y'all not getting to the second date enough for me. That second date is still all on him. The payment, the arrangements, everything. The second date will ideally be dinner, drinks, something where you can continue conversation because again, we're not texting all week. We're not calling on the phone all week, baby. A man that's going to keep you on the phone for hours is going to waste your time. I'm not even joking about that. Do not give these men all your time when they're not investing into being around you, whether it be with their time and or their money. Do not, right? So that second date, dinner and drinks, or a cute little activity. You could do mini golf, something where you can talk. We don't need to do movies. We don't need to go over to nobody's house. We need to be at a house party. We don't need to be at a club. I got more questions. On the second date, I'm asking about religion. I'm asking about the importance of religion in your partner. I'm asking what is it that you're expecting? What roles are you expecting your partner to fill in your life? How do you, if you want to get married, what does marriage look like to you? These are my second date questions, right? Slowly moving the bar forward into deciding whether or not you're somebody I want to pick. I'm not worried about you picking me because I know you already want me. I already know. After that second date, repeat what you do after the first date. Do not text him. Do not call him. Do not remind him of the date. If it was good, he's been thinking about it all day. The cadence in texting. He might text you the next day after this, right? Because now we got a little bit more rapport. Now he still needs to just get you. You just smell good. You look good every time. The conversation is flowing every time. You've been laughed. You've asked some very inquisitive, real questions. You set yourself, you position yourself to be somebody who is more than just a face and a body, right? You are a woman who is building a life for herself with or without him, and he's being able to get a peek of that by being with you. So of course he's going to want more, right? So after that second date, repeat what happens after the first date. There's no need to remind him. After that second date, do not go home with this man. Do not go home with this man. I know it was a good time. Go home. In fact, I implore you to have plans after this date. I don't care if it's a movie. I don't care if you tell your girls I got a date this evening. I would love to meet up with y'all afterwards. I do not care. Do not continue being with this man all night. No one date when you are dating should extend all night long. Again, I think 2 hours is the max to be with a man on a date, right? Repeat what you do after step one, after date one, and carry on. You're going to realize how unregulated your system is for a lot of us when we're dating. Take these as teachers and not punishers. Am I acting in angst right now? Or am I acting in rationale? He didn't text me back. I texted him, he didn't text me back. Do I need to go off on him? Or do I take this as data and simply move on? He saw the text. He does not want to reply. Or he's too busy. It's only one way to find out. Leave him alone. Right? Because again, you have your own thing going on. You should. If you have the time to wait around for when a man texts you back, pick up a book, pick up a hobby, needle and thread. I don't care. Do something with your time that will benefit you in the long run. I'm realizing a lot of women are under the impression that they're dating somebody because they're sleeping with them. If that man has not said to you 4 or 5 times in the first few weeks of meeting, Be ready at 6. Let's be here at 7. I made a reservation. You're not dating, sweetheart. You're hunching and you're hoping it turns into a relationship. You're not asking questions. You're not in the sane mind that allows you to actually assess the situation at hand. If you have given that man access to your body, it literally will change the chemicals in your brain. So you're not seeing what's going on. You're moving at a quicker rate than you should be. You're not assessing, is this somebody that I'm choosing or am I hoping that they choose me? And as a famous and amazing Jessie Wu would say, you're making coochie decisions. Do not choose with your cooch. Lock it down. Dating is going out into a public space where you can carry out a conversation, ask questions, get answers, and get a well-rounded understanding of who this person is. And of course, this person that you're meeting is their representative. This is not who they are. This is who they want you to believe them to be. But even then, when you're paying attention, that's why I said 60% should be you listening and asking questions and 40% talking. When you're paying attention, you'll know where their intentions lie. Are they actually wanting a relationship? How do they date? Are they in a space emotionally to date? Is their work so overbearing that you don't think they can manage dating, their friendships, work as well? Listen, listen more than you talk. Listen more than you let your emotions speak for you, right? Being intimate with a man, allowing that man into your intimate space too soon is really messing up a lot of y'all brains. And it has you under this impression because I'm laid up with this man and he's ordering me Uber Eats that we're dating. Again, if that man has not said to you in a matter of 4 or 5 times, be ready at 6, I made reservations for 7, I'll pick you up at 5:30, you're not dating, boo. And if you think you're dating, yes, you're doing it wrong. Right? Now, if the coach gets you a man, if that's what you got have to use to catch a man, hey, may the odds be in your favor. But as far as I know, the way that texting or getting the way that phone numbers mean nothing to a man in those early stages, sleeping with you doesn't either. It just means you're easy. And I'm not saying this to be judgmental. I'm literally telling you what I have conversations with men and they say from their mouth. I'm just the messenger. And I've also learned these lessons myself. If you are not getting dressed to go on a date, you are not dating. And I feel like I'm pounding this point over the head, but it's very true. Give men time to court you. Have enough motion to where their presence does not impact your existence and how you feel about yourself. That is why we have hobbies. That is why we have friends. That's why we have careers. And that's why we have our goals. A man will simply be the cherry on top, but not the cake. You are the cake. Your life is all the ingredients that go into creating a delicious cake. And that man is just a cherry on top. So when you're dating, regulate your emotions. Check in with yourself. Am I reacting out of fear, out of scarcity, out of angst, out of insecurity? Or am I reacting out of assessing, out of clarity, out of calmness, out of surety? Those are two different responses. And you're going to get two different versions of yourself if you don't check in, right? I hope that this video was helpful. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I thought this would be a good time to do it. I want to get more into this. And I'm also posting this because I also realized at 32, I'm also still learning how to date. It's not something that I feel we're taught often. We're just taught go to college, get married. But there are steps, there are intricacies, and it's an art when you're actually dating that doesn't involve you laying on your back, that doesn't involve you being anxious, that doesn't involve you being fearful or scarcity. When you are dating properly, you're calm at all times. And that's what I want for all of you here. Master yourself, master your life, and you'll be better for it. If you like this video, like it, subscribe, and I'll be back with the next one. Have a good day. Bye.